So I just wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind lately, especially since it's around Christmas time. I have been hearing a lot of talk about, why am I losing weight? Why am I getting bigger? Just kind of that talk between women. Like, I have no self-control, why can't I do this? And now that I'm not in that conversation anymore, like I used to be such a big part of that conversation. Like I'd always be whining, like, I can't stop eating, I can't stop binging, I can't stop thinking about food. What's wrong with me? I never was like overweight or anything, but I always struggled with like eating too much or eating too little, calorie restriction, then calorie overload with the wrong food. And so anyway, I just wanted to talk a bit about that today and what my thoughts are on that and why I don't participate in conversation like that anymore. So the conversations I've been hearing have just been like, oh, people have been bringing chocolates to work, can't stop eating them, I'm gaining weight, I've tried like calorie restricting, this is what people are saying, they're like, I tried not eating too much, it's not working, and I just see like every year people are just getting like bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know that's like I'm not fat shaming, so please don't say that, this is what I'm seeing. And or the people who are like successfully calorie restricting, they're like patting themselves on the back, hey, I'm doing this, and yes, they're losing weight, but it's hard to find someone who's like staying slim or losing weight without doing something like taking drugs, calorie restricting, drinking copious amounts of coffee, smoking, or avoiding all carbs, which a lot of people end up failing on. And then another thing I notice people are doing is like over exercising, and then they lose weight for a time, but then they burn out. And so anyways, I just want to say, like, in my past I had anorexia, and what I would do is like to stay really skinny, I would drink like copious amounts of coffee, and I would only eat like vegetables, nothing else, because they're so like low calorie. And I would avoid carbohydrates at like all costs because that would make you fat. And my mom always said to me, she's like, Allison, you need to eat some carbs. She would say this to me, or you need to eat more food, you need to eat carbs because you're starving your brain, you can't think. And I remember that's how it was. Like I would be in the middle of a sentence and all of a sudden I'd just be like, I totally forget what I'm saying. And it was kind of freaky. Like I actually felt like my brain was starved of fuel. And I just see that's what so many people are doing right now, is they're just like cutting out carbs completely, starving their brain, using drugs, weight loss pills to lose weight. And then what happens is they lose the weight and then they put it all back on because it's not a practical lifestyle. You can't do it forever. Your body burns out after a while. Your hormones get all messed up. And then you end up going back to like eating way too much of the wrong foods. And then you just always yo-yo and struggle with your weight. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm sad to see that in people because I struggled with that too for so long. And now I feel like I've found the answer to stop that. And I think it's just so hard for people to hear what the answer is because they've been told their whole lives that carbohydrates are bad, we need meat and dairy to be healthy, what about calcium in your bones, what about protein? And then I just see it again, people, same thing, they eat too much of those foods, they get way overweight, or they calorie restrict so they don't get overweight, but then because their bodies are starving, they have to supplement with like coffee just to keep themselves going because their body's actually still hungry. And so anyway, what I found is the answer to that and curing like, curing any sort of eating disorder problem is eating high carb plant-based. So it doesn't mean you have to eat like an all raw diet or whatever, or like you don't even have to go completely vegan overnight or something like that. I'm just saying like the most important thing is to cut out dairy and meat if you can, or cut back at least on it drastically, and increase your whole foods like fruits, vegetables, rice, beans, grains, like whole wheat, potatoes. If you can't do wheat, don't do gluten-free. And yeah, and keep your fat intake a little bit lower and your salt. and you will find that you will lose weight. You'll feel better because your brain runs on carbs. It runs on sugar. And we need that in our cells to function properly and not walk around like zombies. So yeah, I just can't even sit in a room anymore with people who are like talking about that, like just like saying, oh, I can't do this, failed another diet. I'm just like, oh, just stop eating the way you're eating and change to this, and you can eat as much as you want, as much as you feel like you need, and you won't get big. You'll lose weight and you'll feel great. Like, I've had so many good things happen since I started eating this way. I got pregnant, my eczema went away, I got my period back completely regular. My skin is like so clear and perfect. I barely ever get a pimple now, and it was never horrible, but it's really, really great. So much more energy. Like, I want to work out now all the time. I have the energy to do it. Better moods, better sleep. I feel like I'm missing something here, but anyway, that's all the stuff I can think of off the top of my head. But the most important thing is that my mindset is not in like that calorie restricting kind of thing anymore, where I'm always like, oh, beating myself up, I ate too much, I'm too fat, blah, blah. It's not in that anymore, because I'm like, even if I gain like a few pounds here or there because I do eat a little too much once in a while, I'm like, I just don't care, because I know I'm filling my body with whole food, plant-based food, that it's just like, I don't feel the need anymore to like whine about how I feel, because I feel great. So yeah, I just really hope that people look into it, look into Raw 4, the starch solution, and just slowly cut back on meat and dairy, and you'll just find such a big difference in your health. And eat carbohydrates, they are not bad for you. I'm not talking about like donuts and fatty things like that. I'm talking about whole food carbohydrate sources. Potatoes, squash, rice, beans, potatoes, all that kind of stuff. Fruit, lots and lots of fruit. And greens, all that kind of stuff. But check out that book, The Starch Solution. Look up Raw 4, and I know that you will love it once you start it. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna end this video now. It's a little bit all over the place, but yeah, I just wanted to share my experience with fat talk during the holiday season and how I do not like it. So anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Okay, bye.